Welcome to the Epic Man Podcast, the show where we let our curiosities and theories run wild and sometimes talk entertainment news in between there as well. I'm Josiah, and with me, my two friends, and one of them is a guest for the show tonight. We have Ben and Joseph. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, Josiah. How are you doing?
Doing absolutely fantastic.
Bro,
what about you, Ben? How are you doing?
I'm doing, man. I just want to talk about some,
Ben's
Elon,
just usually
Alien
doing.
Musk or whatever.
Dude, I'm always down to talk about Elon. I'm always ready to talk about
Elon's
the father of
Musk.
us all.
Mr.
So.
Musk gonna take Dogecoin to the moon.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, Father Musk. Let's be real. It's like Father Time or Father Christmas, but Father Musk instead. Father Musk can give me anything for Christmas.
Yeah. I just want to live with Elon, not gonna lie.
Dude, right? Let's just all marry him. Then we can at least get his money, Just be the conspiracy. I'll just be like, dude, can we have your money, bro?
He'd like a weird like gay polygamist thing or something. Like
I mean, it's Elon, you never know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be happy just being like his concubine or something too. Not gonna lie.
Right?
I was kind of thinking I'd fit more in as like a good personal assistant. Like I could grab his coffee and hand him his rocket scientist notes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just normal things,
His
things
rocket
that
scientist.
add value to his life and don't take away
I could add
value
value to his
mine.
life.
Yeah, dude. I would be. He'd add so much value to my life, and it'd be wild. Yeah. So, I guess.
Yeah, talking about speaking of Elon Musk, this is pretty exciting news that we got today. So Elon Musk actually, this isn't a joke. This is for 100% real. Elon Musk actually confirmed today that he is an alien.
Get it? An alien.
This is like earth-shattering, groundbreaking.
Dude, this is
news.
Now I understand why he named his son the way he named him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's just like, you know what? It's okay. The people of Earth won't understand. It's got a secret meaning. We'll just name him this.
Maybe he named him that because he knows that his son's like going to be the key to the future to saving humanity or something.
What if his son leads like the first expedition to Mars, like with
Bruh.
humanity?
I mean, I think Musk is planning on doing that, right? So that's in the next like 10 years.
Or is that like that one girl who's like been training her whole life to be an astronaut to go to Mars or something? I don't know if you guys have heard about that. Really, like this teenager who's like literally doing training right now so she can be one of the first people to go to Mars.
Really?
That's wild.
That's really cool.
That's her whole dedication is to do that. I was like, that's kind of sick, actually. So
that is really sweet, actually.
Maybe she'll go with Elon to Mars.
Yeah. Yeah.
He the first priestess of Mars.
That'd be awesome.
That's the way it sounds. Like she does something kind of like religiously, like get ready for going to Mars. Like I feel like that's just like
then
it's one of those things that like to dedicate your life to something that like crazy. I feel like you have to be almost like kind of fanatical.
Yeah. Then maybe she'll become the queen of Mars. Maybe that's Mars. Like it will be a monarchy. It'll be like just be wild. But yeah, I mean Elon being an alien.
So basically what happened today was Kunal Shah tweeted out, and he's the founder of Cred Club, which I don't know anything about, but he's the founder of it. So he tweeted out today, he said, Elon Musk may end up running 4+ $500 billion companies simultaneously at a relatively young age. What I want to really understand, how does he do it? How does he manage context switching? How does he design his org? So many questions. And then he tweeted to Elon Musk and said, answer if you see this, Dark Lord. And Elon Musk replied with just 3 simple words: I'm an alien. And that's all he said.
I mean, he basically just confirmed everything that I've been suspecting since.
Exactly. Literally like that. This is what we've been talking about here on this podcast for a long time now. Is how Elon Musk is actually an alien, and he basically just confirmed that we are right. I mean, we're always right on this podcast. We're never wrong about anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So
never, ever. Never wrong. But I do have an interesting fact about Cred Clubs. I just did a quick search here. It looks like Cred Club is a members-only club that rewards individuals for their timely credit card bill payments by providing them with exclusive offers and access to premium experiences. Wow. I don't know what kind of premium experiences they're getting, but
so yeah, it's a financial website basically.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean,
credit card management, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So
exactly.
He's got some sort of
power out of all the things that are on the earth, what else do you think is potentially an alien? So we know Elon's an alien, but there's two animals that come to mind, or two creatures per se.
Octopi, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, octopus are definitely like, yeah.
I agree.
Dude, literally, like there's nothing about them that matches anything else on this planet.
Really?
Like in the structure and like how they are like biologically.
Right.
Like they freaking have blue blood.
Yeah.
That's not something.
There's like some of them that like glow in the dark and stuff too. Yeah. And
they're extremely intelligent.
There's one other animal that we were just talking about how we read about it today. That scaly foot snail. I feel like that's kind of alien.
The volcano snail.
Super volcanic.
Volcano snail. You know what? This I was taking a look at an article here, and this really reminded me of the that diabolic ironclad beetle that we talked about here a while ago.
Yeah, that's a throwback. That was a while ago that we talked about that, but
yeah, dude, that was like, I think it was wild. And this thing looks wild too. Apparently, it can endure. So it lives in underwater volcanoes. Can endure searingly high temperatures and pressures. Draws in minerals from environment to reinforce its scaly armor, genetic analysis reveals. So I guess scientists have been kind of studying this thing to see what it does. And yeah, it literally uses its environment around it and the minerals to reinforce its armor, making it more like basically stronger.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's pretty sick.
That'd be so cool, like as like a superpower or something. I wish I could do that, like kind of like suck things around me to like protect me and stuff.
If
like weapons.
Yeah, they're not sure the mechanism of how that works, but it actually has like scales that protrude from its like top of its head and stuff. And I guess there's some type of bacterial formation process that like allows it to create a shell out of iron sulfide, which is dope.
Yeah. Have you seen a picture of this thing? It's wild.
Dude, it's like when I saw it, my jaw actually like dropped. I was like, that is like the coolest looking thing I've ever seen. Awesome. It literally looks like some sort of like fantasy dragon snail or something almost. Yeah. It's like super cool.
You know, I always appreciate creatures that can
I feel like snails are kind of badass too. Like there's like certain ones that I know can like fire like little spikes into their prey, and like I don't know, they're underrated.
Yeah, snails are pretty dope.
I really don't like escargot either though. So like honestly, like y'all can have that.
I don't need to eat snails. I'll just keep them
I'll look at them like they're cool. Them. Like I feel like a snail like this, like I would definitely kind of, if I had the conditions for it, I would definitely want to own it as a pet. But I'm not a fan of eating them.
No.
So it looks like the species has been found at depths of about 1.5 to 1.7 miles in the Indian Ocean. It's the only gastropod alive that possesses armor-like scales, an otherwise very common feature for a gastropod during the Cambrian time over 540 million years ago. It's currently listed as endangered on the IUCN's Red List, the world's most comprehensive inventory of global conservation status of biological species. So it was first found in 2001, so it was really only found 20 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's listed as endangered, I'm sure, because they haven't found too many to, obviously say that it's like alive and thriving well. But
yeah, mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And that it was only discovered 20 years ago is wild to me. Think about how long those things have probably been down there. I mean,
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Among their discoveries was a genetic clue about the snail's metal armor, which was revealed by comparing two populations, one from an iron-rich environment and another from an iron-poor one. We found that one gene named MTP, metal tolerance protein 9, showed a 27-fold increase in the population with iron sulfide mineralization compared to the other one. This protein was suggested to enhance tolerance of metal ions. That's so cool.
Yep, and then their bacteria actually shields them from the iron sulfide, which I guess is toxic. But they're protected from it. That, or at least that's what scientists suspect.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Neat. It's like the most metal snail ever.
Literally, yeah.
Most metal snail ever.
Literally.
Yeah, that's
definitely it's kind of metal though. Like it literally can exist in the gates of hell, aka 750 degree volcanic vents.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. One possible direction now is how their iron-coated shells withstand heavy blows, which can provide us insights on ways to make a more protective armor. So that's like what Hong Kong researchers are looking into right now with it.
They're looking into that, and I mean, remember they were looking into the beetle as well.
Exactly.
Remember, the beetle could take like what, the force of 120 blue whales. Like it would be like the amount of force that this beetle could take on top of it is like the equivalent of like 150 blue whales on top of a person.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's insane.
Like
it's
absolutely
insane.
Can take so much pressure.
Yeah,
wild. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if here in the next like 10, 15 years they develop some kind of, armor that is both lightweight and extremely durable and non-penetrable because of some of these creatures that they've discovered a little bit more recently.
Exactly. I mean, they've already started to do some of that stuff with like even like studying like spider webs and stuff, and how they can make like different kinds of like body armor with that too.
Spider webs are crazy. Spiders are crazy, really.
But... Yeah, exactly. Because like spider webs, or like spider silk, I should say, is like obviously like insanely strong, but it's like flexible at the same time, which is just like really cool. So spider silk is now being used to make body armor. So this was not from just a little bit ago. Body armor made from spider silk is in serious development, and it is not as far-fetched as it may seem. A decade from now, the military may be ordering this incredibly lightweight body armor for the troops. The latest type of armor being considered by the U.S. Army is not at all what you would expect. It's not some tough new chemical composition or porcelain to replace aramid. It's actually spider silk. So yeah, like the vest seen in the photo above was made of silk from Madagascar's golden orb spider, which I don't know why like they don't have a picture here, so I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up. Golden orb spider?
That's
yeah. Which yeah. The designer spent 8 years using 1 million spiders just to make this one vest. However, the new body armor being designed now is not going to require anything this complicated. So
this thing, like its full name is Golden Silk Orb Weavers. That just sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Golden orb weaving spiders.
That's crazy. They used 1 million spiders to make just one
spider.
Vest.
Golden orb spiders, the premium spider brand.
Crazy.
Another cool note on that is like using like biomaterials, like in stuff that's like kind of found out in the wild. Like did you guys see that article? Or there's multiple articles, but they just were talking about how easy it is to make wood transparent. So now they can make see-through wood that looks kind of more like glass. So there's a chemical called lignin that's in wood, and that's basically what makes it not see-through. And scientists figured out ways to remove that while still maintaining the integrity of the wood. So they can effectively make like almost as clear as like window glass see-through wood. And they've thought about using it in all types of applications. It's kind of neat. So you could build a see-through house if you wanted to.
Transparent wood is coming, and it could make an energy-efficient alternative to glass. That's wild.
That's
it's more insulated.
That's a renewable source, unlike glass, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool
really
too.
Cool.
There's actually like some instructions online. I feel like that would actually be like a really fun thing to do, is to get together and just try it out. Like try to make a piece of wood transparent.
Could we actually like do that ourselves?
Yeah.
Is that something we could do?
Yeah, it's simple. It's really, really low level. Nothing crazy in terms of chemistry.
We should try to do that then for like a video or something for channel. That'd be really cool.
That's awesome.
That'd be really sweet. So apparently Utah State University researchers have found a way to alter the DNA of silkworms so that spider proteins could be incorporated into the silk threads produced by the silkworms. This new silk has double the strength and far more elasticity than the normal silkworm silk and can be mass produced. And then they're apparently calling this new fabric dragon silk, which is just like so freaking cool.
I mean, honestly, anything with the name dragon in it is cool.
It's like like that's just so neat. Like this is all like crazy stuff that was just like in like sci-fi movies and superhero movies just like a few years ago, and now like a lot of this stuff is actually like becoming real. It's just like crazy.
Dragon silk is a material created by Craig Biocraft Laboratories of Ann Arbor, Michigan, from genetically modified silkworms to create body armor.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yeah. I wonder if I can find I should see if I can try to find a picture of this vest, dragon silk body armor.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what that's up.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
I mean, it literally just looks like a form of body armor. But the thing about this is that you wouldn't need like to have like metal plates or anything. Like you just
it'd be lightweight.
Yeah, right. You could just put this on and then you'd like it would literally be the same as like metal protecting you. But it's flexible. So imagine that's like the cool thing.
Yeah, imagine if you had if they could somehow work this in with like Kevlar to make it like bulletproof.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Like awesome. That's what they're trying to do with it for sure.
I feel like this Craig Biocraft Laboratories looks like a sweet place to work.
Yeah. So that's
kind of cool. That looks like they do a bunch of stuff with like silk producing animals.
That's wild, dude. Yeah, renewable, sustainable sourcing, eco-friendly, scalable, and green production of recombinant spider silk. It's wild. Yeah, developing the next generation of protective textiles for those dedicated to protecting us. That's wild. So.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't even get into some of the other crazy stuff that's being developed for the military right now, like invisible suits, like, and, and like, you know, like robots, like literally like fighting robots and stuff.
Dude, I don't know if you guys have seen this video that went around a while ago. I don't know if this is real or not. I mean, it says it was real, and you can like see the mirror images of these robots, but there's like a video of these robots like dancing. I don't know. Did you see that? It was going around.
I don't think I saw the one that you're talking about. I've seen a lot of those robot videos.
It was like really scary.
Yeah.
Like like
too crazy. Realistic for you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, man, I mean, maybe Terminator's not so far off, you know?
Yeah. Oh, definitely not. I mean, Terminator's only like 20 years out. Like artificial intelligence has really been going crazy.
I mean, Elon warns about it every time he's on any sort of podcast. He says, you know,
it's
a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game, AI.
Yeah,
self-awareness.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Right around the corner.
I mean, yeah.
So, I mean, if that's the case, then we might need some of these crazy protective gear.
Yeah, for real.
That would be the most wild use case scenario I could imagine, is having to use like special, like really advanced armor techniques against like machines that you created.
Yeah. Or maybe humans will just have to like all like leave to Mars or something.
Because the robots have taken over planet Earth.
Yeah.
That would also be wild. Sounds like just another like sci-fi movie.
For real.
All over again.
That'd be amazing. I mean, it kind of be amazing. I mean, you know.
So this is an article.
Musk Chronicles.
This is an article that just came out recently, but U.S. Army is developing invisibility suit for soldiers to make them disappear on the battlefield, and says it will begin trials in just 18 months.
That's crazy.
That's
dude.
cool.
How would you even make that?
I don't know.
Invisibility cloak that could hide tanks and troops. Really?
But it's so cool how like all of this stuff, it's stuff that's like inspired by nature.
Yeah.
You know, like they like studied things like how chameleons are able to like camouflage themselves and stuff, and they have like spider silk armor, and then you know, they're studying like the ironclad beetle to figure out how they can make stronger metals, and now the snail as well. Like it's just
we've
really cool.
literally got so
Yeah, I mean, it's really the best. It's the best way to get inspiration for new materials. I mean, really, because you already have like, some type of material to base your structure off of, and so once you like analyze that, like then you're already steps ahead, because like if you can figure out how like the mechanism works in the animal, like you can take that mechanism and you can use different materials and maybe strengthen it or kind of hone it to what task or whatever you're trying to accomplish with it, which is cool.
So. Yeah, and I guess we have been doing that for a while. I mean, even if you think about like airplanes and stuff, and how people look to like how birds fly and stuff for ways how to bring that into like things that we create and stuff. And
yeah, because I mean a lot of animals like are formed in a way that's like, especially birds, like relative to that, like for like aerodynamic, so like it just makes sense. And then they look at the fact that like their bones are hollow, because like hollow bones means like there's less mass carry, and like that's how they fly. So I mean it definitely makes sense to like look to all of nature in terms of like creating better materials and stuff.
Yeah,
right,
exactly,
because we can't really produce anything useful. We don't have any really sweet materials that we produce.
Yeah.
Unlike spiders and snails and such.
I know. Yeah.
Humans can't really create anything awesome from their bodies, so
yeah, exactly,
at least not that we know of. We haven't found any practical application.
Most of the mammals in general, pretty much just babies.
Yeah.
Babies and milk. We can provide our milk, but I mean,
true.
Maybe they'll find out that like our human milk has like crazy healing properties and is part of the cure for cancer. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe
they have done some studies on that. I mean, there is something to be said about it. I mean, it's the like original like food for like a newborn, so it has to be super potent in terms of vitamins and everything else.
I mean, that is an actual thing. I mean, they'll tell you to feed like the first milk that you have. I forget what it's called. But they'll tell you to like feed that to your baby if your baby gets sick, because like it's got like crazy healing properties or something.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a whole like club devoted to people that like consume that beyond the womb.
Yeah.
Beyond babies, there's probably some type of weird underground like milk sellers union on the black or like on the black market of the dark web or something. You use crypto to purchase it.
Dark web,
something freaky.
You got the booby milk.
You got the booby milk.
Give me the stats on the donor. Ooh, those are good.
It's like that's how we know it's good.
Like there's actually some people that do really weird stuff, like eat the placenta.
Oh yeah, no, literally, it's apparently
that's true. Like, I've heard about legit, that one.
It's got like
that's freaking weird, dude.
It's got like crazy. It's got like crazy properties in it that are good for your body and your immune health and stuff. It's wild.
Yeah, I don't need to eat a placenta.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
I'm not.
Ben, would you eat a placenta? Would you eat your wife's placenta?
Nah, they offered for us to keep it when we had our kid, and I was just like,
fried up some eggs, man. Let's go.
I mean, I've had cow's liver and stuff that some people would consider a little bit unconventional, but I definitely would say that you got to draw a line in the sand at some point.
It's just weird because it's like coming from like another human,
Is that cannibalism?
Right. That's what
like, yeah.
Is that argument valid? Because like I feel like it is.
I mean, if you're eating like basically like flesh of another human, is it cannibalism?
Right?
Like...
I mean,
yeah.
I mean that's my question. It's like that seems kind of weird to me. It's like it's like actual. It's not like milk or something. It's like flesh. It's like
like there's actual like structure and everything, like there's blood associated, blood flow to that. I don't know, to me it seems wild. Like health not all you want, but I feel like you got to draw some lines in the sand. But that's just my opinion. Go out and fry literally, I guess. Not here to tell people how to live.
Placental tissue is mainly derived from the fertilized egg and carries the fetus's genome. In other words, the placenta constitutes the same tissue as the baby. technically eating the placenta fits the definition of cannibalism, eating the flesh of another individual of your own species.
Oh,
so,
man.
I mean, maybe I'm gonna look different than all those people that have eaten it now.
So is that like
True.
the equivalent of like? Is that the equivalent of like eating the egg white from the yolk? Like you just like decide to like eat that up. It's like,
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's worse, but
yeah,
right.
that's just nasty.
It's wild.
I feel like it has to be like a more of like a weird like hippie thing or something.
Dude, it's literally treated as biohazard in some places.
Maybe
to, like,
hippies are vampires.
You have to like sign a liability waiver to take it home.
Really? That's interesting.
Crazy.
Like literally, what if like hippies are actually like vampires, and that's why they're like trying to encourage people to eat placentas, because then
Maybe
it's like the closest they can get to like eating human
The closest they can legally get to consuming someone.
Well, no, to be fair though, most people who would consider themselves hippies or anything else are probably going to be a vegetarian or vegan, so I don't think they would even do that anyway. But
true.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
I don't know. To me, it just sounds like some type of crazy thing. Like I feel like the Mayans or the Incans definitely like the baby comes out and then they're just like, oh, placenta, and like they just like take a bite out of it. Like that's what I imagine when I imagine a
they
consumer
just,
of
like,
placentas.
Randomly took bites out of each other like apples all the time or something.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I visualize. You know,
oh jeez.
I don't have any Mayans around to ask, but
Dude, I've just reached a wild
I just visualize that.
I've just reached a wild part of the internet. What does placenta taste like?
The
sesame oil amplified the flavor of the broth, and the subtle taste of placenta gradually revealed itself. It was like beef, only very delicate. Soft notes that suitably matched its gentle textures.
I want to die.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know how we went from talking about Elon Musk to talking about eating placentas, but you know,
I'm just glad you're not like on Tor browser or something trying to find like weird links, because like it would get way weirder.
This is just Google.
I wonder if there's like YouTube videos of people eating placentas.
No, dude, why would you want to see that?
You have to be careful when it comes to that kind of stuff. You're gonna run into some weird stuff.
Dude, you're gonna run into like crazy, actual, like wild cannibalism. Like,
oh no,
it's disgusting. But yeah, I mean, crazy. I mean, that's another thing they do as well is they'll actually, like, if you don't want to take your placenta home, they'll actually, like, you can sign a waiver to have it taken for like genetic research and stuff.
No, I'm fine with that.
That's I honestly I think that's what we did. It was like, you know, that's if you can find, you know, if you can like research to help with childbirth or anything else, then, you know, go for it. But I'm
totally fine with that.
I was like, I don't want to eat that though.
Same thing with like I'm sure that you guys are probably organ donors too and stuff. But
yeah, I wasn't.
I don't care.
For a while, freaked out about it, and then I thought about it, and then I got over it and signed up for it just because I was like, you know what, like I won't need my tissue if I'm dead.
Yeah,
right,
like
exactly.
I don't care. People can slice and dice me all they want when I'm dead.
Like if you know if I was to die young and someone could live using an organ of mine, that'd be awesome. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if anybody would want to use any of my organs, but
right. I mean, yours are probably damaged beyond repair, honestly, if we're being real. But
I think if anybody's organs are unusable, it's probably me out of the three of us.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. There's definitely a little slight cirrhosis of the liver and probably some interesting spots on my lungs and probably some other interesting things going on in my brain.
They're just like, you know,
we're just gonna let this one slide. It's probably better just to die than have
dude, on this. So I just Googled is eating a placenta cannibalism, and some of these people also ask, did Tom Cruise eat placenta? Do humans eat their placenta? Can you keep the placenta after birth? Can you eat your own poop? What episode do the Kardashians eat placenta?
Yeah, Google search results are definitely interesting.
Like, these are all things that people search commonly, I guess.
Tom Cruise absolutely eats placentas.
Oh,
no doubt about that.
He's part of the Church of Scientology. That's, you know, that's got to be.
It's got to be a thing.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't a secret ritual in the Cruise household.
Back in 2009, he said he delivered the latest controversy hours before the birth by revealing that he was planning to eat his firstborn's placenta and umbilical cord.
And an umbilical cord?
In an interview
Dude.
with GQ magazine.
Oh, that's like a forbidden Cheeto.
I'm gonna
so
eat the
gross.
placenta. I thought that he announced I'm gonna eat the placenta. I thought that would be good, very nutritious.
Oh man. He knows what
the heck.
Dude, the umbilical cord is like I don't know, like that's just freaking weird.
No, that's just
dude,
that's
like a
level.
It's like a weird finger.
Yeah,
dude, that
I know.
It's that like, literally is what provides and supplies like life-giving oxygen to your child.
It's got to be it's like a straw made out of rubber and like.
Yeah, it's super tough. Like I actually cut the umbilical cord for my daughter and stuff, and like it's that sucker's tough, man.
Oh,
you gotta
hack that's away. Gotta be uncomfortable. That's so.
Dude,
were you uncomfortable when you had to cut the cord?
It was weird, dude. Like I don't think I'd do it again because it's pretty weird. It's pretty freaking weird.
Hated it.
I'm not gonna lie. If I ever have a kid, I'm gonna be the biggest chicken. Like I'm not gonna participate in any of it. I'll just be like, hey, like,
just come get me in a couple days. I'll see you later.
You're on your own. What do you want?
To be fair, I said that too, but then like in the moment, I was like, I feel like I should actually do this. So then I did it, and I was like,
wait, what did you do?
Like with cutting the cord and everything.
Oh, you cut the cord too?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was I don't really care to remember the sensation, but
I cut it and like blood squirted everywhere.
Hate.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Tom Cruise is weird, and I mean, that was back in 2009, but I'm sure he's still just as weird today.
To be honest, I feel like people care less what people think about them and what is considered conventionally normal, like the older they get. So he's probably gone more off the deep end. Let's be real.
Yeah. I mean, he literally thinks he's like some sort of like messiah figure. So like,
I mean, yeah.
He's the shortest messiah to date, I think. I'm not sure. No offense, but
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Isn't he like 4'11" or something?
he's small. He's really small.
Let's see how
he has to like stand on like stools and stuff to make himself look bigger.
I just imagine like an assistant like bring it over to him and being like, "Stop looking at me. I'm not that short."
He's
how tall is he? 5'7". Man, what a little guy.
Dude, he's been married to 3 different women.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
He's 58.
Unfortunately, that's not really regular in our culture today.
That's wild,
yeah,
dude.
Especially in Hollywood. Like, I mean, I pretty much feel like everybody's married at least 2 or 3 times, or they're not even like a Hollywood stand-up person.
Yeah,
yeah. I'd be married like 7 times, maybe the least. I don't know. But yeah, dude. I mean, the research that we've done on both like human bodies and then obviously like all these other insects is crazy, and I feel like we just keep developing new stuff the more we find out. I really want to, I don't know if you can visit this place, but I really want to visit this Craig Biocraft Laboratories.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like terribly far,
possible, so but that
would be really given cool. That it's private, I feel like they probably have most stuff locked up. You could call them and see if their PR people would be willing to like take you on a mini tour, but like, it would be a shot in the dark. It would, it would definitely be probably, I would say they'd be leaning more on the side of telling you no, but it's always worth to try, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, look into it. That'd be awesome. I want to like tour some places so like that. Like I know, I mean, I don't know if I don't think you made it this far in Zac Efron's documentary. I just forgot the name.
Isn't it called like Grounded or something?
Down to Earth.
Down to Earth. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they went to dude. There's literally like they went to I think it was Peru, like Lima, Peru, and there's literally like an almost doomsday bunker company that stores like thousands of breeds of potatoes just in case there's a worldwide disaster.
I did see that one. Yeah,
like that's so wild that there's literally people across the globe with different species that they've kept like cryopreserved just in case the humankind ever faces some sort of natural disaster. And they need,
is that insane?
It's so wild. Like and they showed like all the different countries with like these safe houses for like specific things. Like it's one specific thing that they keep there, and it was like potatoes in Lima, Peru. And it's like they all these potato researchers. That's literally their life. They just research potatoes.
Yeah, isn't that so cool? Like,
I'm like, I have someone like that's awesome. Like like there's literally people here that are like with crazy backup plans for like, you know, the necessities for
the craziest things ever. Right? Yeah.
Like,
I just thought of speaking of Down to Earth, it just made me think of like what Netflix's next series that's a spinoff of that should be called. So Darren Olin, or I think it's Olin, who's with Zach in that show. They should have him get Elon Musk, and they can have Up to Sky.
Oh my gosh,
that could be the
so
second
great.
one, and where it's just Elon talking about his journey to Mars, and then he takes Darren with him, and they fly off to Mars. And then like 2.5 years later, we can get that little like video update.
Yeah,
Darren found
that could be the Christmas special.
Dude, what if the cure for cancer is at Mars? And all we need to do is get there.
That'd be a good story.
I think there's some water on Mars and some other interesting things.
There's some crazy stuff that they found there. Like there's water, there's a lot of other stuff. I mean,
there's probably a lot of stuff there we haven't found out about yet.
They found places where there might have been lakes, I think is what they said, or something like that. Like there's a lot of wild stuff there. So.
Just wait until people like start like doing some like digging and stuff there. Who knows what we'll find?
Right. I mean, and if we, you know, if like Elon's plan obviously is to terraform Mars. So at some point when they start doing that, you know, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, it's wild. But no, I'd watch a space show with Darren and Elon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Darren's awesome.
Dude, Darren is.
I don't know what it is
so
about
great.
Elon, but like his accent cracks me up. Like he can just go on about stuff, and like I'll start laughing every once in a while, just because like he's just like so passionate, but like he says everything so just like nerdy.
I think what it is he takes so much time to think about what he's gonna say, and he like takes his time and slowly says everything. Well, like that's the crazy thing, is like the dude always says exactly what he means to say.
True.
Like nothing that comes out of his mouth is a mistake. It's like literally everything he says, he absolutely means to say it. Like people slip up all the time. I feel like you don't see him slip up very often.
Yeah, he does. He does talk really slow, and I wondered, like, that's a good point. Like maybe that's just because he thinks about everything he says, whereas like he just kind of spew out word vomit.
Yeah, I think he puts a lot of thought behind the things he's saying. Because I mean that's just he's smart. I mean, he thinks about everything. Like I mean, he's like I said, he's been on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple times. He's talked about like the tunnel they're building underneath like Los Angeles or something. There's a lot of crazy stuff they're doing over just in LA alone. Which speaking of him, is the Cybertruck coming out this year or next year? Isn't that coming out?
I'm not sure actually.
Isn't that?
I thought it was supposed to come out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was delayed due to the whole like COVID stuff.
True. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that have been thrown off due to that. Like I feel like there's so many cancellations, so many product delays.
Oh,
it's been a bad time.
What was it that there was something actually recently that came out, like an article about Elon Musk and creating something. Someone wanted him to create something from some like book or movie or something. What was it?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember from Halo. They wanted to create like the warthogs or whatever. Not the are they warthogs?
Yeah, warthogs.
Is that what they're called? Yeah. Yeah, the vehicle
from Halo.
What's in Halo?
I mean, he could do
cool.
it, I think.
Oh
yeah, that'd be sick.
Well, he's talking about even like making like the Tesla Roadster like hover and stuff, like something that he wants to do too.
Yeah, I like all his innovations and stuff. I'd really like to see him come out with like a 4-wheeler that like maybe something similar to like the Warthog or something like that would be sweet, like an all electric, like just super quiet.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, like I mean, like I said, the dude, you know, obviously more than a lot of other billionaires in our country.
I feel like there's got to be ways he could innovate the jet ski too. Like I feel like Elon can make a sick jet ski or water vehicle.
Well, I mean, if anybody's gonna keep making, you know, like environmental, like at least things that are better on the environment, it's gonna be Elon Musk, because at least he does something, you know. At least he puts his money where his mouth is, and like actually.
It's wild. Nobody really has come out with that yet, but I feel like that's got to be a viable option. Like
jet skis.
I feel like that's that's like a multi-million-dollar brand idea, is like all electric speedboats. That hasn't really been tapped that much.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that would make sense because, like, think about all the fuel and everything else, the oil, whatever else is leaking in, even if it's just
also in terms of like available torque, like you can make electric motors like really powerful, and like the way that he's kind of pioneered electric technology, like you could use a lot of that technology like other vehicles. So like I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if he's thought about that. Like I think we'll see a lot of like forays into things. Like he came out with a flamethrower because he felt like it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's definitely gonna be a Tesla or a SpaceX sponsored jetpack in the future.
Oh yeah, dude. I want him and like Mark Rober to team up together. Like, do you guys know Mark? I'm assuming you know Mark Rober. If they like teamed up, because Mark Rober's another super smart guy. Yeah, he has one of Elon Musk's flamethrowers.
Oh really? That's cool. That's really cool.
If those two teamed up.
I've seen some YouTubers like roasting stuff with them.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, Mark Rober's kind of another one of those guys, kind of like Elon Musk, that he's like trying to do great stuff through innovation, and and he's I appreciate that a lot.
And I like that he's just like at a certain point he's just like, yeah, frick NASA, I'm just gonna go create my own stuff and be an engineer and inspire children around the world and adults around the world by just creating things. So,
yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like him, and then you've got Mr. Beast, who's not like an innovator, but like he's like influential. You put Elon Musk, Mr. Beast, and Mark Rober together, and you just got like the trifecta. Of like,
if you guys get a chance, and like one of the things that like if your listeners are interested in Elon Musk and like learning more about like the whole space race, there's like another podcast called Business Wars that's hosted by Wandery, and they have like a whole series. I think it's like an 8-part series on Elon Musk and like his founding of SpaceX and like his competition with Boeing and stuff to get contracts with NASA. It's super interesting.
Interesting.
I would definitely check that out if I were you guys. Just it's one of those things, like I think there was a book written about it, but like if you want more detail into like how long Elon's been at this, it's a really interesting kind of dive into like the culture of like his company and like what he did to like get where he's at.
Okay.
Honestly, cool stuff. Hey man, if we can ever get to the point where we can get Elon on the show, it's probably virtually impossible. But hey, dude, if we can ever get to that point, let's do it. Let's freaking get Elon on here. Spread the word.
I mean, if there was a billionaire that we could get on, it probably would be Elon.
Oh yeah, dude. It probably would be.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't want to talk to another one.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably tough to get a hold of because he's busy saving the world and doing other crazy stuff. But
hey, man. If he ever has a spare moment, we'll always keep our eyes out.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, what's up?
The thing I like about him though is that he doesn't think he's like better than other people. You know what I mean? Yep. Like he wouldn't just look at us and be like, like because we aren't like super rich or something. Like it'd just probably be like a time thing or something. So
dude, another person I want to try to get on here is Forrest Galante.
Is that the
wildlife biologist?
The giant sloth guy?
Oh. Yeah, dude, he would talk about giant sloths with us. Finally, maybe someday I can get someone on here who will talk about the megatherium with me with just as much passion.
I have a foolproof way for you guys to meet Elon. So just got to get creative and form a team and figure out how to best capture carbon from the environment and win the $50 million prize. And you'll probably be guaranteed a place in any of Musk's organizations. You can do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of money.
Hey man, there you go. I mean,
he's giving away $100 million, and that's a $50 million top prize. And then there's all the prizes that go down. I know that there's a lot of people that will still get pretty decent financial rewards just for doing research and trying to figure out ways to like remove carbon. But
yeah, I don't know anything about that, but
I don't really either. But it kind of was one of those things that like I would love to learn more about like renewable energy and like try to innovate there, because like it's a huge field. And I mean, even if you don't believe that carbon needs to be removed, it's cool that he's giving away a lot of money. I mean, that interests anyone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's awesome. But I mean, you're actually in the science field, so you'd be able to be the closest to.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be a huge jump for me to do something like that. I mean, but Yeah, I mean,
you could
anybody can get into stuff if you do enough, research into it and like educate yourself with like base stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
dude. I mean,
I'm an optimist. I believe in anybody's ability. You just got to put enough hard work into it. If you don't have natural talent, you can create it through hard work.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
My opinion, but yeah,
it is true. You just got to have the drive to do it.
That's right. Got to keep that grind going.
Yeah.
Grind it out.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Grind out that carbon for Elon. Hashtag for Elon.
I guess I wonder if there's ways that you could look at like other things that capture substances or something like that, and
maybe work it.
Well, your best start. My personal favorite is like the whole conversation about like creatures and like studying how their bodies work and how they interact with the environment. Like there are a lot of ways that people look at like the way that trees capture carbon, the way that like our environment absorbs CO2 in terms of the oceans and everything else. So like, I mean, that's the best place to start, is try to like look at like mechanisms that are natural and then try to take those and kind of perfect them or like hone them in a way that kind of complements the environment. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways. I mean, it is a difficult issue, which is why there's so much money offered. But I mean, it's one of those things that like sometimes you can kind of figure out stuff just by accident. Sometimes you can figure out by careful experimentation. And like honestly, like it's anybody's game, which is why it's kind of a cool competition and why it's something that like I would encourage anybody that, even if they're like really, really rudimentary in terms of their knowledge of like the carbon cycle and the way that like CO2 like is released and absorbed. Like, I mean, it's still something that's worth looking into. And if you never win anything or you didn't do anything great, like
it's probably worth it anyway.
Yeah, you end up a little bit more educated. It's something interesting.
Maybe it would take the mind of someone who isn't a scientist to figure it out.
Maybe that will be who it is.
Someone who's out of the box.
Could be.
We're out of the box, Ben.
I mean, we are out of all the boxes. That's for sure. I don't fit in any box, but
You fit in a circle?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, not really.
So if you fit in a circle, are you playing Twister?
Yeah, I'm just a tornado.
Sorry, I'm just getting random.
Prefer to be in a ball instead of a box, so.
So you're spherical.
Yeah, so I can roll around like a little hamster.
Yeah, size of guinea pig.
I like to take the ball where I go.
It always got your balls.
It's harder to move a box when you're inside of it, so then it would be.
That's facts. From that reasoning alone, like I agree.
That's true. It is a lot easier to move a ball when you're inside of it. Not that I've ever been inside a ball, but it would.
It's gonna happen for a video. I'm gonna get a giant ball and put Ben inside of it.
Just rolling around. Just be like, all right, see ya. Bye. Send me down a hill.
Actually, that would be really fun to get those like balls that like.
Dude, those balls you can run into each other with.
Yeah, exactly. Get one for Mike and Ben, and then have like a show off. I'll actually guest star in that video.
There you go.
We can all just run at each other.
It's actually funny because you guys know what like burn barrels are and stuff, but like once I got into one of those at the top of a hill and rolled myself down.
No.
And
that's a good way to damage your brain.
Needless to say, I never did it again after that because
all you need to know is that I never touched it again.
But I did it and I tried it and it was an experience that I will never forget.
And like,
I just remember like rolling down the hill and literally I was like, what if I just like die here? Because like I don't like I feel
Did your
super
whole
weird.
Life flash before your eyes? Because I had like a sledding experience where my whole life flashed before my eyes in a few seconds.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die.
In a sledding incident?
Yeah, I was on a bobsled with iron like runners, and I was going down. It was up when we used to live near like Traverse City, and like I went down someone's driveway, and I went straight down. It was on like straight ice, and I picked up speed to the point where like I couldn't even see. It was like a blur, and I hurtled towards like a fence that was like a wire fence, and I ended up flipping and getting my neck tangled in it. I thought I was gonna get decapitated. It was wild.
That's insane.
I remember that.
My life definitely flashed before my eyes. I thought that was the end. The end. What?
That's
yeah, no, I definitely was like a little bit queasy after that. That was a little scary.
Yeah.
Kind of a similar experience. It's like one of those things you just wonder, you're like, is it going to be over here?
Mm-hmm.
Start picking up speed and you don't know what's going on. And
you literally can't control anything of that.
You just resolve yourself to hurtling through the air. And honestly, it's kind of, we're hurtling through the air right now on a big ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
true.
Not
we're not inside of it.
Space, rather.
I wish I was inside of it, to be honest.
It's a little hot in there, my guy. Dude, I mean, even if we were as tough as the snail, I don't think the snail would enjoy it.
Probably not.
That's kind of the way I consider whether something's climatologically safe. Like, I'm just gonna get one of those snails and I'm gonna put him out, and if he seems happy, I'm good. I mean, not that I can handle 700 degrees, but who knows, you know?
Well, the snail's fine. Let me just jump right in.
Yeah, I can handle about a tenth of what the snail can, and then after that, I start complaining.
Your body you're like, oh man, the snail seems fine, and you just jump in and disintegrate.
Yeah.
Dies.
Oh, it's 80 degrees. I can't handle it.
Wild.
That snail's a legend, though, and I'll never forget it.
Honestly,
that's one of my favorite animals now. Not gonna lie.
The snail and the beetle are like,
yeah, freaking awesome.
I heart snails and beetles.
We need to find more weird animals to talk about, or just like animals that are just like people usually don't talk about that are like super cool.
There's so many. I feel like there's like a lot of underrated ones.
Especially in the ocean.
There's still animals and creatures that are getting discovered every day. So
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're always gonna have something crazy to talk about like that because
yeah, exactly.
Wild stuff out there.
Yeah. So yeah, with that being said, that is going to wrap up the episode for this week. It was a spicy episode. We talked about a lot of really fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks for coming on, Joe. We appreciate it. And hopefully you'll join us again on another episode. Frick Mike, because Mike wasn't here. And you know, now we have something. Now I'm just gonna point out that I am the one now who has shown up every time. And Mike can no longer claim that title either.
So. Wow. Round of applause for Josiah. He showed up to his own podcast. That is amazing. You're doing great.
Doing great, man.
So with that being said, thank you everyone for listening. Subscribe, leave a review, leave a like, all that good stuff. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.